Look on that space. The wheels are too smooth.
Alright, so quick look at the rally kits. We know this one is the Nitro, and I love the exhaust, the working exhaust. It's probably my favorite part about it. So here are the three chassis underneath. The Nitro, the Tamiya TG10 Mk2, and these two, despite the fact that they are Tamiya body shells that I painted and cut myself and all that, underneath here is like a hybrid. It's a mix and match of many different things. So the base here is a HPI Sprint2 flux, not with the stock brushless motor. It has a completely different brushless motor and ESC, and it's kind of like a mix and match from Tamiya TRF parts and Traxxas parts and even Thunder Tiger. So it's crazy mix, but it worked out perfectly. I love, you know, just mix and matching and seeing what works better, and I really like it. And I gave it more travel. This shock oil shock system or setup, I would say, is great for on-road and a little bit of dirt driving. Of course, this is still an on-road chassis, so when I say dirt, I don't mean like a 8-scale buggy or a 10-scale buggy with that much clearance. And plus, I do like driving them on the road, so it's meant to do both. But of course, if the road is dirty and it's got a lot of dirt and mud or rain and whatever, it's awesome because these kits are kind of waterproof, so it's great. But yeah, this is the older style Sprint2 Flux. It has the belt drive. I love the belt drive. I love these older chassis. The new one, they kind of updated it to a shaft drive, and this is great in a way because it has a lot more punch, but I still do believe that belt drive has a lot more top end. And I just like this style of, you know, changing the pinion and spur this way rather than this way. This kind of reminds me of the Tamiya TT01 and TT02. It's kind of the same setup. I personally believe they went this route to kind of save cost because it's cheaper. I don't think it's more reliable, honestly. I've had a few issues with these. Nothing major. I just needed to replace the spur gear with another one that's actually made of steel instead of the plastic one, because that dissolved the first time I drove this car with this brushless motor. So yeah, anyways, I don't want to talk too much. This is just what's underneath the chassis, and I always look forward to driving these things. They're just great. They really look amazing. They look spectacular with the bodies on and all that. So yeah, this is just a quick, you know, I don't want to say review or anything like that. This is just a quick walkthrough of what's underneath these things, because I see a lot of people, you know, they see these things and they ask a lot of questions. What is this? Is this an HPI? Is this a Tamiya? Is this a Yokomo? Is this a Serpent? Is this blah 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 blah? Ton of different brands, so this kind of clarifies it. It's just a mix and match really of whatever I can find, whatever parts I have, and it's not just whatever parts I have, it's whatever I think works best. So I do a lot of trial and error. So I try a lot of different setups, I try a lot of different parts, and sometimes it drives better, sometimes it drives worse. Obviously you want it to drive better, so yeah, you upgrade some parts. And doesn't mean, you know, with people who are familiar with RC cars, just because it's an aftermarket upgrade part doesn't mean it's going to actually drive and handle better. So sometimes you buy really expensive parts and you put them on there and it absolutely drives like shit. So yeah, it's trial and error really, and you just try it. If you like it, you keep it and you modify step by step. I used to, for example, buy a lot of aftermarket modification parts and just dump them all at once. Now I don't really do that. I do it in increments. So if I buy suspension and chassis and engine and all that, I do it one at a time. I'll try it with suspension, then I'll try the engine. And if something doesn't work, I go back to the previous setting and all that stuff. So kind of like how you do with real cars, you know, you don't make 10 adjustments at once. You do it one adjustment at a time. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this kind of deeper look at what's underneath the rally chassis, because I know a lot of times I do a lot of quick videos and it's really hard to tell what they are, especially this way. It's really confusing. I understand, like, it's a Tamiya body, so immediately when you see it you think it's a Tamiya TT01 or TT02 or whatever, or TB or whatever, any chassis from Tamiya being a Tamiya body. But for those with a really strong and good eye, you'll understand that the way the wheels fit, the way the spacers are and everything like that, it doesn't really sit like a Tamiya. It sits more realistic. Tamiyas usually tend to be tucked in unless you modify the hex hubs and you play a little bit with spacers and whatnot. These chassis kind of sit better, I would say, stock, but you still need to put your hex hubs and you still need to mess with spacers. So this is how they look like with the lights on. Beautiful. And the Subi, let's turn it around. That's how it looks like with the lights on. They look really, really realistic. It's crazy, from the paint to the way they drive to all that stuff. It's just fantastic. The attention to detail, the little details, is just beautiful. Quick look with the lights on. Just looks stunning. And they're super bright. They actually light up the room. And the way it just drives, with the lights on, the realism, and the exhaust right there backfiring, just as the real thing would. And don't forget the 2-speed transmission, the kicking in back and forth, and it's just amazing. I love the electric models, don't get me wrong, but the Nitro just takes it to a whole nother level. I'll keep saying that, especially when you have real highly detailed bodies like this. It's not the same. That's all I can say. There is no better RC car vehicle transport than this, really. So easy. I probably have like 5 or 6 cars in there right now, and it's all enclosed, so they don't get rained on or anything. Like, even if you have a big truck with the bed cover, it's still a bit rough. This is actually soft on the bottom. Like, I have a Tundra and it's awesome, but this thing is just unbelievable for RC car stuff, because I know a lot of people see the Hummer and they want to like know about it. I did some videos on it and it's fantastic, but yeah, I use it as much as I can for when I want to do RC stuff, because it really preserves the cars, and it's a great all-round vehicle for this kind of stuff. And if you want to go off-road, like RC cars, like 5th scale off-road, this thing will take you anywhere. Like, it'll take you, I don't care what the Tundra has. Like, if you put King shocks and all that stuff, of course it becomes like a Baja sport truck, but this is more like a crawler here. It just goes anywhere. It's not fast by any means, but it'll get you where you want to go, guaranteed.